lose Connors. Harry's dying, and he's the only one who can help.
We won't. You take the drones, I got the jet skis. Cool if I borrow this?
This is really, really exciting.
Keep it tight, man. Watch out for those drones.
Don't worry, they think I'm a friendly.
Take him out!
The East River is not a river, but in fact a saltwater tidal flat. Spider-Man is fighting on right now! Everybody down!
Help the tour boat! Right! I've got the metal murder bird! I warned you about going after Connors! Now this is on you! Poison clouds, that all you got?
Almost done here. Civilians are all safe. How you looking?
This gunship won't quit!
I'm right behind you. We'll take it down together.
No time! I got you. Time to go boom, boys!
Oh, no! Spider-Man has got defenses! Spider-Man, hang on! Over there! Whoever the Kendrick! Move!
Come on, let's go! He's right behind you!
I know!
Whoa! Be faster!
Fly faster! I do not want to be lizard food!
Got him! Hold on! Look out!
Everyone, take cover!
What are you guys doing?
Trying to take out that gunship! Can't get close enough!
But I can. I'm one of them, remember?
Bro, that's it! Pete! Alley-oop on 3!
Fine.
1, 2, 3! Alley! Woo!
He got away from us.
It's good, Pete. I saved the tracker. Let's go, man, before he gets too far.
No. He's mine.
You sure? He's got big teeth.
So do I. He's not normally like that, right?
No. He's never like that.
Lizard sighted in Queens. Closing in now.
Cover the door. The beast could be anywhere. lizard hunt ends now! Leave Connors alone! Craven wants a hunt? I'll give him one he'll never forget!
Hurt the leg of that spider!
He's gonna wish he never came to New York!
Stand by and wait orders. Satellite scanning all active feeds. Triangulating position. Target located at Harlem Fish Market. All teams converge.
Lizard's across the river. I'm not gonna make it in time. Miles, the hunters tracked Connors to the Harlem Fish Market.
Lizard. I'm on it. Sounds like Craven's checking off his...
We don't have much time. Move.
Guess we'll chat later? Genki, the lizard's loose at the fish market.
Must be sushi night.
You still got that hunter drone you hijacked?
Been really tough hiding it from my mom, but yeah, I'll boot up and see you there.
They got here fast. Can't let him find Connors, or he's done for.
Spread out. If you find the lizard, don't engage alone. Look at those fish. It's been feeding.
Never saw it coming. So, how's the hunt going?
Watch out for his new powers!
Judging by the 3 tons of dead fish, not well. All right. Where are you, Connors? Garage might lead to him. Connors tore through this place. He's out of control. Now. How'd you find me?
Follow the fish. Drone's picking up Lizard's trail.
He's still eating. We can catch him off guard. Genki, get behind me. It's just his skin.
Doesn't that mean he's getting bigger?
Hungrier too. Whoa. Hey, man. New threats?
The building's swarming with hunters. Any sign of Connors?
Yeah. Genki's tracking him.
Hey, Mr. Parker. Mr. Spider-Man, I mean.
But the date isn't complete.
Okay, I think I got a lock.
Genki, wait! Be chill! That wasn't me.
Me neither.
I don't even have a stomach, so...
Let's go!
This is Brian Intihar, Senior Creative Director at Insomniac Games. Thank you for all of your amazing feedback to our demo at the showcase earlier this year. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is filled with an amazing story and story missions. But today I'm here to provide you with a first look at how the open world experience is evolving and how the game is built to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5. The first thing you'll notice is that our city has nearly doubled in size with the addition of 2 iconic New York boroughs, Queens and Brooklyn. And we've introduced the web wings, an entirely new mechanic that, when combined with web swinging, allows you to traverse the city in a whole new way and at faster speeds than ever before. Whether it's a neighborhood backdrop of Queens or the fireworks that light up the sky over Coney Island, exploring these areas will feel much different than the towering skyscrapers of Manhattan, while also delivering memorable locales like Peter Parker's old stomping grounds in Midtown High and Miles Morales' current place of learning, Brooklyn Visions Academy.
Hey Miles, what's up?
Speaking of our heroes, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 will introduce the ability to switch between the 2 wall crawlers in the open world, and thanks to the power of the PlayStation 5, you can make that switch almost instantly. Delivering a bigger city and playing as not 1 but 2 spider heroes were big goals for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. But this time around, it was equally important to provide a greater sense of exploration and discovery. As you progress through the main story, a number of new activities and storylines will become available. The majority of those will now be represented by visual cues in the world that grab your attention, such as a flock of Kraven's Talon drones circling a building, a mysterious symbol projected into the sky, or even an unfamiliar Spider-Bot ping emitting from one of the rooftops. Many activities, like the Hunter's cloaked blinds that overlook the Big Apple, lead to even greater challenges yet yield worthy rewards and new information about Marvel's greatest hunter, Kraven. Others will lead to a climactic showdown with Marvel villains not yet seen in this Spider-Man universe. The Spider Heroes have new AR tech in the lenses of their masks, providing a quick glimpse of activities already discovered, or helping locate new ones yet to be revealed. You can always refer to the upgraded Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app to quickly track nearby areas of interest. The app will also include incoming requests from those who call Marvel's New York home. Some will ask for either spider hero to help, while others, like the students of Brooklyn Visions calling upon Miles, will require you to put on the mask of a specific hero. All these activities, including crimes you stop from the game's various enemy factions, also now feed into the new District Progress system, which even provides more rewards and unlocks our brand new fast travel system. As you can see here, the PlayStation 5 and its SSD means you can move across the city with very little downtime. Finally, the more city you explore and the more activities you complete, the more ways you'll be able to customize your spider hero. This includes mastering additional combat abilities and traversal skills, acquiring and improving gadgets, upgrading through the new suit tech system, and of course, unlocking additional spider suits. And we're talking lots and lots of suits. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 will feature over 65 suits from the comics, movies, and multiple original designs. And thanks to the all-new suit style system, you'll now have more than 200 different ways to outfit your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. On behalf of Insomniac Games, we couldn't be more excited about what this expanded city has to offer, and all the new ways you'll experience Marvel's New York. We look forward to seeing you swinging around in Marvel Spider-Man 2 when it launches October 20th, only on PlayStation 5.
I'm strong enough to save it.
Do I have what it takes to protect the people I love? You never gave up.
Never backed down.
Neither will I. This is my power.
My responsibility. I am Spider-Man.
A lot's happened in the last 10 years. It's a miracle I'm even sitting here now. I got a second chance. And I'm gonna take advantage of that. But I need you with me, Pete. We're gonna heal the world. is my best friend Harry. Hey, good to meet you.
New job, huh? Still gonna have time for tutoring?
We'll figure it out. I didn't know there were bears in these woods. Hey, MJ. I have another name for you. Craven. He's here on some kind of hunt.
No, if you need me, I'm just a call away.
Lee, you don't know what you took from me.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
What the hell's going on with Pete?
He's not himself. Go help him.
This was our dream. I'm not going to lose him.
We're going to heal the world.
For as long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me. One who could surprise me. One who could even beat me. Yet all I found is disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
Yes. We will.
Miles! I need your help!
What is this stuff? Wait, Pete! I got an idea!
Nice! One more time! On three! 1, 2, 3!
Go slow in your old age, Sergei. A fate you will not share. I've been in your shadow for hours, but you sense nothing. Pathetic. I asked for an equal, and this is what you find.
Sir, perhaps a new hunting ground.
Light the fires. The great hunt begins.
A lot's happened in the last 10 years. It's a miracle I'm even sitting here now. I got a second chance. And I'm gonna take advantage of that. But I need you with me, Pete. We're gonna heal the world.
Guys, this is my best friend Harry.
Hey, good to meet you.
New job, huh? Still gonna have time for tutoring?
We'll figure it out. I didn't know there were bears in these woods. Hey, MJ, I have another name for you. Craven. He's here on some kind of hunt.
You know, if you need me, I'm just a call away. Lee, you don't know what you took from me.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
What the hell's going on with Pete?
He's not himself. Go help him.
This was our dream. I'm not going to lose him.
We're going to heal the world.
PlayStation.
What's up, everybody? Hey, let's get some more energy up in here. What's up, everybody? What about that trailer, though? Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Hey, yo.
Whoa. Yeah, bully on call, baby. All right, bully. Gotta sit down now. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the
Just had to get that out of the way.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 panel.
I know what you're here to see.
Excitement. How y'all doing?
Hey.
What's up?
All right, guys. Well, welcome to the Spider-Man 2 panel. We are so excited to be here. My name is Dorian Parks. I am the owner and founder of an organization called Geeks of Color. We love promoting diversity and inclusion from our outlets. So enough about me though. Like I've been coming here for about past 10 years or so, waiting in the Hall H line. So it feels pretty surreal to be right here, right now, man. Like I love Spider-Man, love Miles. So these characters have been so close to my heart. So just can't wait to just talk more about Spider-Man. So that being said, enough about me. Let's jump into this amazing panel that we have here. First, we have Senior Creative Director Brian Inahar.
Hey everyone.
Senior Art Director Jacinda Chu. Senior Narrative Director John Paquette. Senior Game Director Ryan Smith. VP and Creative Director of Marvel Games, or Creative Director of Marvel Games, yes, Bill Roseman. You know him, you love him already, Yuri Lowenthal, AKA Peter Parker.
Can I just, before the camera moves on, I just want to say something real quick. I know you guys have been hearing about the strike. We are here this weekend, but we stand with, in solidarity with our brothers and sisters and everybody in the WGA, in the WGA and SAG. We are here because we are able to be here because we're under a different contract for games, but that might not last forever. So. If you want to learn more about the strike and everything's going on, the fight's going on, this is not the place. We're here to talk about Spider-Man, but there's a great panel on Saturday morning at 10:30. All your questions will be answered, or you could go to navavoices.org. Just wanted to let you know we're happy to be here, but we do support everything that's going on. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Next we have Najee Jeter, AKA Miles Morales. The lovely and talented Laura Bailey, AKA Mary Jane. And last but not least, the horror icon legend, Tony Todd, AKA Venom. Let's give her one more round of applause to our amazing panelists that we have here today. Let's get going now.
Rock and roll.
All right, well, we got a lot to talk about. So first, Brian, my first question for you is, where do we find Peter, MJ, Harry, and Miles at the beginning of Marvel Spider-Man 2, now that we're in the third installment of the franchise?
Well, you could find us all in the back being late to the panel because we were watching the story trailer as you guys were all watching it backstage.
True,
That's first off. So, yeah, I think what's really great about this game is that we're going to pick up roughly 9 to 10 months after the events of Miles Morales, which... if you haven't played it, it's an amazing video game by the talented team. And what's really great is we kind of have Pete and Miles. They're a well-oiled machine. They're a great team. They lean on each other. They really support each other and they're really protecting the city. But at the same time, there's a lot of things going on in their life outside the mask. Miles is applying to college and trying to figure out how to write his college essay. And you have Pete starting his teaching career. And then you have MJ, who is still at the Bugle, but under a new leadership with the return of J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle.
Damn, all right. And then Bill, so my next question is for you. So can you talk about the dynamic of these characters and how working with Insomniac, they're keeping the authenticity of the DNA of the core of these characters while still making it their own?
Awesome, thank you for the question. First of all, thank you for coming.
Yes.
So, the heart of our Spider group, these characters, they're a lot like the people behind the scenes. We all are the best when we are together. And when it comes to being authentic, what's so fun is that sometimes you get on this side of the desk, right? But then you realize everyone here, we're all fans too, right?
Yeah.
So everyone knows and loves these characters. And so it all comes from the heart. It all comes from, we're looking at the comics, we're looking at everything. We're looking at where our game is, where it has come before and where it's going. So this whole team, it all comes from love. And then the characters, of course, are interacting in different ways. As Brian said, they're all at a point where they got to make big decisions. And when something huge drops into it, those decisions kind of get fractured and cracked, and they have to rely on each other to get through the growing darkness.
Absolutely, and just piggybacking on that, can you talk about, as this is the third game in the franchise, can you talk about the collaborative process working with Insomniac and how that's evolved over time?
Well, what's so awesome, and this is actually before and after the whole pandemic, is we're about 10 minutes away from each other. And so we would get together all the time to look at things, just have lunch, talk about stuff, talk about our favorite Spider-Man stuff. And so I think that leads to what you feel in the game, the authenticity. So together, working all together, we're all one team. We all love the characters. Our goal is to make something that you love, that when you play it, you say, this was made by fans for fans.
Absolutely.
This is a love letter to these characters. This is the game I always wanted, and now my friends, my family can all see why all of us were huge fans of these characters for years and years. So it all comes from love, and we come together, like the hashtag says, be greater together.
Oh, yeah.
And John, my next question is for you. With the new villains that we've seen in this game, confirmed villains with Kraven, Venom, and Lizard, can you talk narratively why you felt those choices for those villains were important?
Yeah, well, I mean, boy, what a trailer, huh? All those villains, like, there's a lot. But for us, it really started with Kraven. He's our catalyst for the story, right? Like before the game starts, he's halfway around the world being Kraven, hunting, trying to find the ultimate prey. And he watched from afar as the events of the first two games occurred. And he decided, you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on in New York City. That might be my new hunting ground. So, like I said, Kraven's a catalyst for everything happening. When he comes to New York City, a lot of things start going wrong. We have Lizard coming out. We have the symbiote coming out. And as you saw briefly in that trailer, Miles is forced to come face to face with the Mr. Negative, the guy who killed his dad. So there's a lot of drama that's happening in this game.
Absolutely. And Jacinda, my next question for you. So I think one of the things fans really appreciate about both of the games is just the environment, just the lived-in cities, that it feels like a character in its own. So can you talk about how you elevated that with this new game, especially with the PS5 technology and the new locations that we'll see, like with Coney Island and Queens and stuff like that?
Totally, yeah. We're super excited to finally be able to bring Brooklyn and Queens to our fans. Obviously, Miles is from Brooklyn. Peter is from Queens. Not only does it increase the gameplay space, so there's a lot more places for you to swing to, but it also has some really cool, obviously Marvel landmarks, as well as New York landmarks. For example, I know in Queens, everybody has wanted to visit Aunt May's house and perhaps see where Peter lives. I know a lot of fans had wanted to interact with that space, so just being able to walk in and see where he lives is incredible. Oh, and there's a picture of Aunt May's house. The other thing that's really cool is it's introducing a lot of cool landmarks like the East River. So as you could see in our gameplay trailer that we produced a while back, you can now chase the lizards on the East River, which is awesome. And personally, for me, I just love seeing the Brooklyn Bridge, the Williamsburg Bridge, and being able to just swing across the water. It's an incredible experience.
Lovely. And I got a follow-up question for you, Jacinda. Just speaking of our two Spider-Man heroes that we have, can you talk about the suit upgrades, the suit designs, and your choices with that?
Oh, totally. So the suit designs always reflect what's going on with our Spider heroes. And it's been about 9 months since the last game. And as the heroes evolve, it's really important to evolve their suits. So when you look at Peter, he's been through a lot, obviously, with his mentor turning out to be Doc Ock. But he's also grown really confident in his powers. So what we did was we just made his suit feel a bit more confident. So the biggest thing you'll probably notice is the color. The colors are more vibrant. The red is that cherry red. The blue is more saturated. So it really pops off the screen. And I feel like that's that confidence that Peter has as a Spider-Man. And then with Miles, obviously if you played the Miles game, he's just gone off of this adventure and challenge that he faced with Tinkerer. And that also reflects how he's also coming into his power and feeling more confident. So we just made his suit more sophisticated and clean. So we made a lot of the red details a little bit skinnier. We added the red stripe to his arms, and then we added some of that red detailing to his feet. So it just makes him feel overall more sophisticated and more confident, which is exactly where he is when you see him with his new powers.
Love to hear it. And Ryan, my next question for you, just following up with the new locations, can you talk about how the new traversal techniques that we are implementing in this game affected what your approach to this and how you elevated it?
Sure. I mean, one of the interesting things with Brooklyn and Queens is you're not always surrounded by skyscrapers anymore. And so we thought, what's a really great opportunity? It's something we've seen on comic book covers, we've seen it in the movies, we can add the web wings. And that's really changed how we look at traversal. Swinging is always our Spider-Man core. That's where we come from. But what we did is design the web wings so that we could integrate them and weave them in with swinging. You gain height and you build speed between swinging and the web wings, and you go back and forth and really kind of weave your way through the city. It's really fun. In Brooklyn and Queens, there are some lower spaces, there are some new spaces, but you have to get between Manhattan and the other boroughs by crossing the river. So that's another opportunity where we could really, we added these things called jet streams or wind tunnels. You really build speed there, and they just shoot you right along when you're on the web wings. It's really fun, and it's one of the chances for us to really push the power of the PS5 there and hit a level of speed that we hadn't had in the previous game. It's really added a new dimension to what we can do with traversal.
And just speaking about pushing the power of the PS5, can you talk a little bit more about the game mechanics with this, especially with the symbiote and how the techniques and combos are evolving?
Yeah, sure. For us, when we looked at it and what are we going to do with the symbiote in gameplay, it's really about power and transformation. And we saw that, I think, in the gameplay trailer we did a few weeks ago. When Peter does his special symbiote moves, there's a really big shift to what he does. And sometimes he applies power to just one single enemy, sticks him to the wall or something like that. Sometimes he really changes shape to travel across the space and launch people in the air. So I think it's about that power and transformation that we can get from the symbiote, and then we can bring it to life with the PS5.
And just speaking about symbiote, Ryan, I'm coming back to you. Can you talk about how the symbiote evolves and is an important part of the narrative and the overall story of this game?
Yeah, I mean, it drives a lot. I mean, Bill was talking about how we worked so close together. I remember being in that office when we were talking about what our kind of post-game scenes were going to be. And we knew right away, well, we're going to have Miles getting the spider powers, but we talked about, well, what do we want to do with the second one, Spider-Man 2, and we said, well, what about the symbiote? And we knew we were going to make that decision. It was like, we're going all in, we have to go all in. And so it really drives, you saw it as Ryan was explaining about the gameplay, but in terms of Peter's story, how that involves, his best friend Harry, how it affects those around him, and how he changes, throughout the game and his relationship. So it's just, it really, back when we released the first game, I said, people asked, why isn't the black suit? Why isn't the black suit in the game? And I said, if we're going to ever do that suit, it deserves its own game. And that's what you're going to see in Spider-Man 2.
What we deserve. It deserves its own storyline.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Speaking of symbiote, I'm passing it to you, Yuri. How can you speak to how the symbiote has affected Peter? I don't want to get you in trouble if you spoil anything, but
right. I mean, the cool thing is I can say anything I want on this panel and then just blame it on the symbiote later. Yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. I think the symbiote makes Peter a better Spider-Man. Come on, guys. Don't you think this is? Yeah, I mean, he is definitely, taken with that power, and very little responsibility actually, as it goes. But it's a back and forth for him. It's a lot of power for him to deal with. And on one hand, it's it's great, and on the other hand, it's hard because people get hurt.
Yeah, and can you speak to how it affects the people in his life, the relationships in his life, like with Miles and MJ?
Yeah, well, when something becomes more important to you than the people in your life, relationships break. They falter, and if the strength of that thing is so powerful that you don't just yell at somebody and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was having a bad day, then. It takes a lot more to come back. So, it gets complicated for Pete and the people around him.
Oh yeah. Well, we can't wait to see how it affects him throughout the game. So my next question for you, though, not Miles, Najee, aka Miles.
He's Miles. Let's be honest.
It's Miles. Come on, Miles.
You are.
What's going on?
So we see Mr. Negative in this trailer. So can you just briefly talk a little bit about how he's still coping with the effects of his game and dealing with the loss of his father?
Man, well, y'all seen Miles' trajectory. you know, and just with everything that he's been through with his family and his friends, and just getting into this new world that he's, you know, being introduced to. But he's now owning this power. But, you know, coming back to Martin Lee, man, that was something big. I didn't think that we would revisit that, because we had a lot of emotions on set.
Damn.
Yeah, man, I was raised by a single mom, so, you know, I don't have my dad in my life, so that was a kind of a boom right there. So we kept it right there, but we delivered some great things for y'all.
And you kind of touched on it, but can you elaborate a little bit more on how Miles is really coming into his own, especially after his game? Like he's no longer looking at Peter as his apprentice, but more of an equal now with his powers and his abilities.
Yes, this is still Big Bro. This is still Big Bro, all right? Show me the ropes. Miles would not be anywhere without Pete, so y'all know that. But man, you know, it was great. You know, I still look up to Pete, so you know, it's still an ongoing. You know, we learn the physicality, but then you got to learn, you know, just the mannerisms and getting into that manhood of carrying on that power with that responsibility.
Love to hear it. And my last question, because we touched on it as well, but his powers and his abilities, how is he really, we see them evolving, and we see him, he has a couple new abilities, so how is he really coming into his own with that, with his abilities?
Oh, we got some stuff coming for y'all. We got some stuff coming for y'all. Y'all get ready. October 20th. You're gonna be surprised, you're gonna be shocked, you're gonna be on your feet. You're gonna be screaming, you're gonna be crying, you're gonna be laughing. So y'all get ready, man. We got some powerful stuff coming for y'all.
I apologize to employers everywhere, because I hear a lot of people going, I've already booked, you know, time off from work, you know, on October 20th for like 3 days. I'm like,
right.
Well, man, we love to hear that. So I'm passing it to you, Miss Lovely Laura Bailey. We have MJ in the house. So can you talk about what are her ambitions in this game and how her storyline has evolved from when we last saw her?
Well, oh, look at her. Isn't she just lovely? Yeah, I think she's coming to her own a lot more. I think she's understanding who she is as a reporter and as a writer a lot more. You know, she spent a lot of time away from Peter in Symkaria. And am I allowed to say this? You know, she's writing. And their relationship is more comfortable now. You know, they've been together. She understands what he's doing, and it's interesting to get to see how everything that he's going through affects her perception of that God.
I see you trying not to get in trouble. I respect it. I respect it. And can you elaborate a little bit about, it seems now it's more of a team dynamic with Peter, with Miles, and with MJ. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that and how that dynamic works now?
Yeah, I mean, you know, she asked for a role to be more present in his work previously, and now we get to see that she takes on that role a bit more, and she is very comfortable, obviously, with Miles and everything as well, and they work really well together, the three of them. And
it's hard to talk about without giving things away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So many surprises.
Oh man.
I think it's just, you know, there's a reason why we wanted Yuri, Laura, and Najiel here, because they are a team. They are, you know, they complement each other really well, not just what's going on in the superhero world, but what's happening in their lives. And I think that's why, you know, I mean, even when we're shooting our scenes, we're all kind of working together as a team, figuring out how do we put this game together. And I know we couldn't be working with better people. Like, I love these people. They're awesome. So I
love you too, man. We love you more, bro.
They're the best.
Come on, man.
Every day that we got to shoot, and it was all three of us, oh, God, it was just so much fun on set, you guys. It was just...
Yeah, people talk about chemistry, and there's something magical that happens when these three get together. You know, the air changes. It's really...
Any behind the scenes BTS funny moments?
It's God sent, you know? It's,
Well, I even think about when we cast everybody originally. Go back real quick. I know we're talking about Spider-Man 2, but I remember, you know, when we brought Najee in for Miles, Yuri was already cast, and we did 2 scenes when the moment at the funeral when Pete goes up to Miles, and then also the part where Miles reveals his power to Pete for the first time. And we just knew right there. And I remember Laura coming in for MJ, and we had like 3 scenes we were gonna do. And I remember they were walking together, and they said 2 lines, and I said, that's it, she's we're casting her. So I just think that we knew we had such a great group. And then we would always say every day on stage, we would say just like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to take it? And I think, they made the game better than we ever could imagine it could be. So I thank them for that.
The powerful
Love you,
trio.
Brian.
Well, we love the powerful trio. We love Spider-Man. We love Miles Morales as Spider-Man, and we love Mary Jane. But there's somebody else that we can't forget about on this panel. That is the Venom of the Venom of Tony Todd. It's truly an honor to have you on this panel right now. Let's get
Well, I'm not really Tony Todd. I was sitting here. I'm an AI.
No, I've been a gamer since high school. I mean, I went to college hustling paintball and ping pong, and I think I go back with gaming systems all the way to Intellivision, to Dreamcast, to the early, and I collect consoles.
Dreamcast.
I started as an actor. The voiceover role came to me through DC. One character led to another, Zoom led to Dark Side, and then some other stuff. And then all of a sudden, I get a call from Insomniac to test drive Venom. And I got to say, it's been the most exciting voiceover journey that I've had to date.
Yeah. Brian, can you just talk about the casting of this? I know is there a story or something along how this happened?
Oh yeah. So I remember we cast a lot of the characters pretty quickly. Like obviously we had Miles, Peter, MJ, and then early we actually like right before COVID I think we cast Kraven, and I knew I was putting off Venom. I was just putting it off. I was like, I know there's already there's gonna be so many opinions, what people, and I know I was scared to death. And I remember Patrick, our dialogue lead, was asking me, like, well, what are you looking for? And I said, I don't know. And then I remember I just happened to be on the internet one day, and I was listening to one of I think it was the Candyman, the new Candyman trailer, and I heard Tony, and I was like, hey, if we could get like a Tony Todd, that would be the one. And then a couple weeks go by, I don't think anything about it. And Patrick messages me and goes, you're not gonna believe this. Tony Todd's interested. And I remember he sent a real quick tape in, and it was like, sorry, Tony, it was really bad, like audio quality, but it took like 3 lines, and I was like, that's it. Please hire him. Please, whatever he wants, give it to him. And I think you all know, based on what you heard, he's incredible.
You brought it to a mocap session, a PCAP session, and you're like, dude, listen to this.
we get on stage. Everyone's whispering to us, Tony's here. Tony is here.
We were freaking out. We were freaking out.
We have a wonderful, there's 4 of us here from Insomniac, but we have so many Insomniacs who are putting so much work into this game. And I just want to say, if they're somehow listening to this, thank you for all the work that you guys are putting into it right now. It's incredible, the work they're doing to finish this up. It's just, I call Insomniac my second family, because we just put so much into this. And you can imagine when you're in your family, everybody has opinions, right? Yep. And I think it's probably the only decision I've ever made being a creative director in 10 years where I just said, Tony Todd is gonna be Venom, and everybody said yes. So, it's just, it's been, going to those VO sessions and just listening to Tony. Even when we did the trailer, when he said, yes, we will, I was like, oh my God, it's been awesome.
Yeah. As soon as I heard Tony got cast, I was like, oh, sign me up. Like, that's money. And ever since then, now we're here and Tony's here. It's incredible. And so my next question, though, for you, John, is can you just talk a little bit about Venom's motivations and his personality in this, and why is he so important to the narrative of this game?
Well, Venom is a symbiote, right? And I think the thing that a lot of symbiote stories have in common, and the reason why I think we connect with them really well, is that it's a simple human story. We all have a darkness inside of us, right? And even you, for front row, I know you got a dark. Even Laura Bailey has darkness.
Oh man!
Like
what?
If you're in traffic and you're in front of her, you don't use your blinker. Oh my God.
Oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, so we kind of started with that, and when you have somebody like Yuri or Peter Parker, who has such a great heart. And then you put the symbiote on top of that. It really brings out the dark parts of what Spider-Man is about, power and responsibility. You heard Yuri talk about it a couple minutes ago. And what happens in the story is that sense of responsibility starts to go away, right? Like we've built up this spider team that works well together, but Peter Parker at some point in the story starts to think he can do it all himself. He's got this power, right? He doesn't need his team. There's all this stuff to do in the city, and he starts to push people away. And that's when, Miles and MJ, you heard it in the trailer, there's something wrong with Pete, right? And so, it's really interesting when you bring the symbiote into, these relationships, how it really challenges them, not just externally, because there's cool powers. Ryan was talking about having that control in your hand. Oh my God, it's amazing. But the people you love around you,
Yeah, and with the iconic look, Jacinda, can you just talk about how your approach was to just making it feel like it's its own, but still having that Venom essence? Like he's swole, he's got the tech with him. So
Venom's swole.
Y'all ready for that?
Venom, he's swole. So can you just talk about your approach with this?
Sure. So as John was saying, the symbiote is normally an allegory for the darkness within. So when you're thinking about a character like Venom, you have to think about everything that Venom is that Spider-Man isn't. So where are the differences? So if you look at the Venom design, obviously he's black and white. He doesn't have all the color of Spider-Man. He's got his white spider, but it's his very own unique white spider. He's got the claws. He's got the big body that's much bigger than Spider-Man. And then he's got a mouthful of teeth. And this is a funny distinction if you think about Spider-Man, because the only way Spider-Man can express himself is through his eyes, his quips, and his actions. But Venom actually has a mouth. So that introduces a whole new thing to this design. And one of the first things I asked Brian when we started on this game was I asked him, does Venom actually talk? Because if Venom talks, does he have lips? I keep awake at night thinking about these things. And then, does he smile? How much is he talking? Does he use his mouth for attacks? So we had to really think about things like that. And not only that, but then because he's made out of this symbiote material, what exactly is it? And there's a fine line between making Venom into a slime monster or making him into a tentacle monster. Right? And the mouth had a lot to do with it as well. So in some ways, we actually got rid of some of the human anatomy and got rid of the jaw hinge when he opens his mouth because we want to make him look semi-liquid. And you'll see this also when the symbiote doesn't have a host, because we had to make sure that the symbiote wasn't really drippy. So we made a rule that he doesn't drip, right? The symbiote doesn't drip, because if he was, he'd be slime. But if you strike the symbiote hard enough and you inflict enough damage, then yes, you will see impact. So that's kind of how we thread the needle between making him look liquidy or semi-liquid. And then the last thing that's interesting is, Dorian talked about how swole he is. That actually was a really fine needle to thread as well, because, we know he's buff, but how buff is too buff, right? Because we need to make sure he's really big, powerful, intimidating, but at the same time, he's also very nimble as well, and he's fast. So we did a bunch of sketches where we had a wide range of body types where, sometimes he's huge, and sometimes he's really skinny. And then what made the most sense in terms of his moveset, there you see, they pulled the concept. Yeah, so we were just like going really wide, going really skinny, and it's somewhere in the middle is what we picked, and this is what you see in our statue in the game as well. So, but definitely a lot of like what he does and what he represents informs his character design.
And you know what's so awesome about working with everyone here? Not only is everyone so thoughtful and puts in the hours and scrutinizing and really thinking, who are these characters, what do they represent? What I also love about the whole team is they're very respectful of the core ingredients and paying attention to where did the characters come from and looking at the source material. But at the same time, everyone really has embraced the idea of, but let's take some chances. let's do what the story dictates. Let's do what the gameplay, what feels right for the gameplay. So what will be the awesome wish fulfillment for the players? So it's that idea of completely authentic, but let's take some chances. Let's try some things new. So when you play the game, you're like, wow, I know these characters, but I've never experienced them like this. And then that leads to surprises. You don't know where the story is going. You don't know what's going to happen. And so I just love it. I just love it. The respect, but then the bravery to try new things and make the story, the characters, and the game their own.
Absolutely. I think you guys have nailed the park on that with these first two games, and I expect greatness from this one as well. We got to be great together. That's what the line is. So
I had to check in on Yuri a couple of times on stage, y'all. So he really, really goes into it. So y'all gonna be in for a treat. I had to stop like, Yuri, come on, you good? You all right? You okay?
Bring it back, Yuri, bring it back.
All right, yeah, man.
And just speaking about the approach and the design of it, Tony, I'm coming back to you. Can you talk about your approach to bringing the voice of it to life and how you approached it?
Well, I had a lot of help in the booth. Shout out to Chris, who vocally directed us all, but he really made me dig deep. You know, on the surface, I could come up with it, but we wanted to make, even though he's a symbiote, I needed to make him human first, if that makes any sense. I mean, he had to be relatable, and he had to have an objective, and follow that through. I mean, I come from the theater, so I have a master's in theater, so I take every job, whether it's voiceover, TV, film, as a well-made script, and we just went with the flow. For me, Venom was fun to do, and I wanted to make sure that there was a joyous quality in his destruction. You know, he's only here on Earth for a little bit, and he's going to move on somewhere else. So I wanted to make sure that he left an impact of joy and tenacity and deliciousness.
I'm glad it was fun for you because it scared the hell out of us.
Always fun for me.
Yeah, it'd be funny when we were in the recording booth because we would record separately when we were doing gameplay dialogue, and every once in a while, Tony, you would come and play in our headphones before a line, and it was like, oh god, I wouldn't expect it, and it was terrifying.
And Tony, coming back to you again, not trying to breaking the mics and stuff.
Don't break the mic.
Coming back to you though, can you just briefly talk about Laura kind of touched on this, the collaborative process with the other cast members and really finding your voice within this game?
Well, just like Laura said that my voice was in her ear, their voice was in my ear every time I recorded. And I had a lot of recording sessions. So we did like, I think the sessions were 4 hours at a time. I won't tell you how many there were, but it was I live in another part of LA, and I had to drive all the way to Burbank to lay it down. But it was never a moment, oh God, I gotta go in. It was like, oh God, I'm so excited to be able to craft this character and to be a part of the whole Spider-Man family and the Insomniac team and PlayStation. I am overjoyed. Sometimes I talk too much, but I've learned my lesson. I was working on another game, and anyway, we're here now, and I can't wait to see the joy and excitement of everybody in this team and this fantastic franchise.
Absolutely. And Brian, I'll come back to you real quick. What was that like when you heard Tony voice his lines for the first time officially, and what was your initial reaction?
Well, first relief, because I was like, okay, we made the right choice for sure. And I think then just general excitement. And I think Tony is so talented that, you know, sometimes depending on, you know, we have so many different characters or so many different actors, you know, sometimes we're, you know, depending on what the role calls for, are we going to, you know, adjust the way that they do the line, and you just let Tony be Tony and you get magic. And it's just, I mean, he mentioned Chris Zimmerman, our voice director, who has been with us since day one on the Spider-Man franchise, and she just does an amazing job helping. Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Zimmerman, yeah.
That's awesome.
She does a great job of not just directing our actors, but also like really just diving into the material and wanting to know what the motivation for the character, where we are in the game, like really understanding. I think that just and her working with Tony, as Tony mentioned, has just brought out the best in, to me is going to be, a really signature performance of Venom that you've seen.
We cannot wait.
Amen.
And Tony, coming back to you, what was your initial reaction when you saw your character and you saw your voice coming out of it for the first time, like finished, polished version of it?
Well, I grew up an only kid, so I'm a nerd at heart. I played Monopoly by myself. I did road racing, slot cars by myself, and I won. It was like a gift come true to be able to cement myself in the whole voiceover family and world and meet new friends and conquests. And I'm still pinching myself because I'm a gamer, and I'm telling you, I can't wait for this monumental masterpiece to drop.
That's right.
Sizzle.
90 days? Is it 90 days now? What are we at? 90 days?
I believe so.
90 days.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, we're shutting it down. October's right around the corner.
I've already taken off work for the next couple of weeks just to make sure I'm playing that. And so
kids,
Tony,
parents, we apologize in advance.
Tony, we have another section coming up, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. Can you do the iconic "We Are Venom" line for everybody in the crowd?
Bring us all out.
Which do you want? No, okay. We are Venom.
All right, well, I think we got some special surprises coming up for you guys. I think the next thing we want to talk about is the collector's edition statue that we have here on this table right here. So Brian, I don't know. I already told him I'm taking it home, so you cannot have it. But Brian, I'm
You're gonna have to fight me for it.
It's a list.
Coming to you first, can you just talk about what this showcases and how it gives a little hint to the game itself?
I think it really represents what this game is about. I've said in previous interviews, I've talked about, it's called Spider-Man 2 for a reason, because we have two iconic characters in this great piece of art, but also it's going to take two Spider-Men to take on something so powerful, something that they've never been able, did nothing come their way. I mean, if you look at, whether it's Doc Ock in the first game and then Tinker in Miles Morales, like Venom is literally a whole different beast. Yeah. And I think that, it kind of represents what this game is about, and just the hopefully the epicness, that we're gonna hopefully, we want to deliver. And I look at this and I'm really, really proud, just like I am about the game that we're making. So
yeah, that is
really
beautiful, guys.
Everything.
Like I can see, I'm like 2 feet away from it. I'm taking this home after this. Security's gonna try to stop me, but it's all good. But Jacinda, I'm coming to you though. Can you just talk about the design of this and your approach to that?
Right, and we've talked about this again and again, but a lot of this game is really about the characters fighting darkness, right? Darkness perhaps within, darkness without. So it was really important when we were doing the statue that you may not know what the outcome of this fight's going to be. So it was really important that Venom looks powerful, and both of the Spider-Men look powerful, and they're engaging each other, and you don't know who's going to win. And I think that's a big part of the success of the statue. That and the fact that it's gymongous. When I got the sample sent to me, the box was so big, I was shocked to unbox it. So I can't wait to get this in the hands of fans as well. So. And
this is available for pre-order on PS Direct. And if you are not in the U.S., you can check your local retailers and local stores. With that being said, I'm Brian. Why are you putting on gloves right now? Like that's.
Oh, these?
Yeah. What is that for?
Well,
like,
Dorian, I think we should play the video.
I think we should play the video. Let's go ahead and play that video real quick.
What?
Miles! I need your help! What is this stuff? Wait, Pete! I got an idea! Nice! One more time! On 3! 1, 2, 3! Yeah.
the beautiful Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know. They didn't show me that before we came out
No, they
here
didn't tell us
today.
that.
They
No,
did
that was,
not.
yeah.
Now I have to
Y'all
get
knew what
a
y'all were doing.
Secrets, you guys.
They knew what they were doing.
Wow.
All right, well, there we go. Like Marvel, so they keep everything so tight-lipped. I found out about this 5 minutes before we came out here. That's how serious they are. So, Brian, can you speak to this epic, amazing beautifuln's right here?
This has been one of the biggest secrets throughout the entire development of the game, that we were going to have the console and the DualShock. So I know we're pretty pumped. I mean, I think, we talk about the symbiote playing a big role. Obviously, it plays a big role here in the design of the console, and we thank PlayStation for going above and beyond with the design of it. I know Jacinda worked really closely with everybody on the design of it, and I'm pretty pumped, man.
I'm starstruck right now.
I mean, that's why I wear the gloves. I can't, you can't touch it.
Right. And Jacinda, can you just elaborate on the design elements of this and this how beautiful it is? Like, what's up with that now?
What is up with this? just like the statue, the theme of the console is basically the symbiote takeover. So again, we left a bit of red on the console and on the controller because the question is, who's going to win? Will the darkness win or will the light win? And again, it's up in the air. And this
Why is there so much symbiote on there, Jacinda? Why is there so much symbiote on there?
Play the game and find out.
And Ryan, I think we have a little bit more details on the not just this PS5, but is there a couple more details you want to talk about with where people can buy this or how they can get?
Yeah, so you can actually start pre-ordering next Friday. So the 28th, you can start pre-ordering. Yeah. So I know I'll be pre-ordering.
I'm already.
Or I'm just going to take this one with me.
And also, so last thing, if you guys do want to pre-order now, make sure to get that. Go to PlayStation.blog. You can pick it up then. Pre-order it on when it does debut. I know I am. And so that's pretty much wraps up most of what we want to talk about. But we do have some one more thing we want to just reveal. We got some Mondo posters. We want to talk all things Mondo. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you again to the incredible panelists that we have out here.
Yes. Thank y'all for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we got that beautiful Mondo poster.
Yeah.
So if you do want to pick that up, if you want to throw that back on the screen real quick, if you want to throw it up on there. If you do want to pick that up, you can go to the Marvel booth for an opportunity to pick it up. They're there now, and then you can also have a chance to have all the incredible panelists up here sign it. So if you want to head over to, it's something serious. So if you want to go get that, make sure right after this panel, head over to the Marvel booth.
It's happening.
Able to pick it up. But with that being said,
Hey, how about for Dorian doing a great job with his panel? How about that?
If I hear somebody say my name, y'all want to hype me up? Hey, Dorian Park. Thank you guys.
And how about for our...
This has been a surreal moment, but you're...
how about for our ASL interpreter over here, who was working overtime? There were a couple of them.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that over there. It's so incredible, but I'm just honored. Yeah, I've said at the beginning, like your boy's been a Spidey fan all his life. I've grown up with this franchise, grown up with these comic books, grown up with these characters, and to be out here talking to so many great fans that love the game just as much as me, it's a surreal moment. So it's not. I don't want to. I'm up here getting emotional like Uncle Ben just died or something, but like it's a real cool moment. But with that being said, let's get back to the Mondo poster. So you can pick those up. I'm trying to keep it on schedule, trying to keep everything flowing. But you can, it's another Mondo collaboration. We also do have is the vinyl soundtrack of the game with the amazing score from composer John Pacino, I'm messing up his name, but you can also get that vinyl as well. So it's pretty cool. But Marvel's Spider-Man 2 arrives early on October 20th. So make sure to pick that up if you haven't already pre-ordered. Make sure to get pre-order. Make sure to go support this game. But all in all, with that being said, I want to say thank you again to this incredible panel. Thank you guys so much for all your hard work.
And also, before we go, follow us on all social media so y'all see any new platforms and any new things coming up. because we'll be traveling around until October, all right? So follow our Instagrams. Mine is NAJJITO.
Gotta get that plug. I respect
And our
it.
names.
Yeah, Yuri.
Why you gotta be so weird with your?
I don't know. My family calls me that. It's a family name. I don't know. You got to rag on my family, man?
No.
See, it's the symbiote.
I love weird
the
people.
The symbiote is coming out.
I told you.
I
told you.
He doesn't leave.
I can do anything I want now.
Y'all better get ready, man, because it's going to be crazy October 20th.
Bro, all right?
Guys,
I can't even imagine.
we're greater together.
Yeah.
Buddies.
Ryan, we have a little bit more time. Can you talk about the chaos you have to deal with between Yuri and Najee throughout this whole process real quick?
I mean, it's hard to get mad at them. It really is. I mean, I think because, not to get, we trust them implicitly with this characters, just like, hopefully Bill has talked about, letting us work on this franchise that I think we can say we've all been fans since we were little kids. And, we talk about, it's cliche to say, but in ways we feel a lot of responsibility to make this. And every day, whether we're, we're working, talking to each other over Slack, or we're on the performance capture stage, or just even texting each other on a random Saturday afternoon, like, we have the best jobs in the world. Like, we
get to be big kids on set, to be honest. We get to just use our...
If someone's asked me, he's like, what's your job? I'm like, I'm just a big kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
It's the best.
As Brian said, and as everyone has used the phrase, it does all come down to power and responsibility. Our power, if you will, is we get to work with all these great people, so talented. We get to make a video game, like, just that is awesome. And we get to now make the Spider-Man game and games of our dreams. So the power is, wow, we have these great characters, these amazing creators to work with. And our responsibility, all of us, is make something awesome.
That's right. That's right. Y'all get ready.
Well, I think that we pretty much wrapped up everything. We hit everything on the head. Like, anybody else got any last minute things they want to throw out here before we wrap up this panel? Anything else?
I just want to say thank you for all the amazing support. Every tweet, every note we get, we read them all. And we really appreciate it. And we're working really hard for the next couple months to finish this and deliver the game that you all are hoping for. So just thank you again.
Yes, thank y'all, man.
You gotta give a shout out to the Insomniac community team, because the way I see, because I'm one of them, I see the fans out there. I see how y'all hit them up for new news or anything. Like, y'all been bullying them a little bit, but respectfully bullying, because I see the passion as well. So gotta shout out to the Insomniac community team, because that's a tough job. But anybody else got anything to say before we wrap this up? Yuri, you look like you got something to say.
There's only room for one bully on this stage.
Oh.
No, I already did it. All right, that's why I got it out of the way.
Listen. I've been wanting to say, we got bully Lowenthal. Like, I wanted to say that this whole time, so I had to shoot or shoot. So there we go, bully. Nice to meet you, man. But all in all, that's it for this Comic-Con San Diego panel for Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Without y'all, man.
Thank you guys again for coming. Like, this is a monumental day. This is going to be biggest game of the year, biggest game of the century. I'm hyped for it. So thank you guys again. We have one more little trailer for you guys as we
That's right. Don't leave just yet.
You know how Marvel does. Come on now.
Yeah, come on now. So get ready.
Let's stay to the end of the credits.
Yeah, come on. My bad. I should have teed that up for you guys before I said goodbye, but here we go.
Hey, MJ. I have another name for you. Kraven. He's here on some kind of hunt.
If you need me, I'm just a call away.
What the hell's going on with Pete?
He's not himself.
This was our dream.
PlayStation.
Thank you guys for coming out. Make sure to head over to the Marvel booth to get a signed Mondo poster, and be great together, baby.
Love y'all. Thank y'all so much, man.
PlayStation.